What's going on? Welcome back. Ryan here. In this video, we are talking about negative reinforcement. Now, I want to keep this video short because, again, these videos with psychology, they're so easy to talk about, right? There's so many aspects of thinking and psychology that it's easy to go on tangents, right? So I want to tell you a story. When I was little, I was at my grandparents' house, and this is a story of negative reinforcement. And I remember this experience till today. It's one of the experiences that I remember from my childhood. I think I must have been like either 4, 5, or 6 years old. And I was in my grandpa's car that he called Big Blue, right? It was this big Oldsmobile metal, like old car. And I remember being in the car and I remember pushing the mechanical lighter. And I remember pushing that mechanical lighter and then it popped out. I remember pulling it out and it was glowing red hot. And I remember taking my thumb and pushing my thumb onto that burning red hot lighter. And this is a perfect example of negative reinforcement where something happens that's negative that reinforces you and your behavior and your thinking that then has an outcome of you not doing that again, right? So I remember pushing that mechanical lighter and I remember pushing my thumb and immediately I felt the pain and I cried. And I remember what my thumb looked like, the size of the blister, the circular imprint, that spiral of that coil on my thumb, the blister, how big it was and how much it hurt. I remember that till this day, that negative experience. Now, the reason why I brought up negative reinforcement is because in the market, the same thing can happen, right? Something bad can happen that we think is bad, right? Losing money is bad to us, right? Which then has the outcome or the reinforcement where it might change our decision-making process, which can be a good or a bad thing in trading, right? You know, in my example of burning myself or a child sticking their hand on something hot, right? That negative reinforcement is a good thing because from a biological evolutionary view, right? If you realize that fire is hot, well, then you're going to do all things to not burn yourself. And that's a good thing. But in the market, right, when we think about the trading psychology market cycle and negative reinforcement, it is possible for something negative to happen and for us to be reinforced by that can be detrimental to our trading process and the way we think. And this is something very complicated to think about because when we think about negative reinforcement, we think, well, if something negative happens to us, well, we want to stay away from that situation unless it comes from a place where we make an incorrect decision or we do something that we shouldn't have done that then produces that negative result, which then enforces us to make more incorrect decisions. And this is something that is hard to give examples of because it's such a complicated scenario where something bad could happen from a decision we make that then reinforces us to keep making bad decisions. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is just for you to be aware of the negative things that you think are negative in the market and how that's going to influence your decisions in the future. So again, I love to hear your experiences. If you have negative experiences, if you feel like you've had some negative reinforcement from the market, let me know what it was. Let me know how it happened. Let me know what the trade was and how it all played out. I love analyzing trades. I love thinking about this stuff. And again, I hope that these little tidbits of information and insight are going to help you. I know that they have helped me. That's why I constantly think about them, and that's why I'm here delivering this message to you. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get into the next video.